Siege Leningrad. In September 1941, German troops surrounded a massive Russian city and cut off every single road out. The freezing winter hit fast, the electricity failed, and soon there was absolutely no food left for millions of trapped families. Parents walked through the snow looking for anything to eat, even boiling leather shoes and wallpaper paste just to survive another night. People collapsed right in the middle of the streets from starvation, leaving over 1 million dead before the nightmare finally ended. Operation Typhoon. In October 1941, a massive line of German tanks and soldiers marched across the fields, heading straight to capture Russia's capital city. Suddenly, the weather turned into a brutal trap, dropping temperatures so low that the ground froze solid and blinding blizzards rolled in. The soldiers only had thin summer uniforms, so their fingers and toes literally froze off while trying to start their icy truck engines. Then, fresh Russian armies jumped out of the dark forests for a massive surprise attack, leaving 500,000 men dead in the deep snow. Battle Stalingrad. In August 1942, two massive armies collided inside a single city, turning beautiful neighborhoods into a giant pile of smoking bricks. The fighting was so close and crazy that soldiers were literally using knives and bricks to fight over a single kitchen or bathroom floor. An entire German army got trapped inside the ruined streets, running completely out of bullets and eating their own horses to stay alive. By the time the smoke cleared, nearly 2 million people were gone, making it the bloodiest and most terrifying city fight in history. Operation Barbarossa. In June 1941, the largest invasion force ever seen in human history suddenly crossed the border in the middle of the night. 3 million German soldiers poured across the fields, catching the defenders completely by surprise, while airplanes bombed sleeping towns. Huge groups of defenders were trapped in massive circles with nowhere to run and absolutely no way to get extra bullets or food. This giant clash completely changed the entire war, turning the countryside into a massive non-stop battlefield where millions vanished. Battle Kursk. In July 1943, thousands of heavy steel tanks rolled into a giant patch of open fields, creating the biggest armored battle ever seen. The sky turned completely black from the thick engine smoke, and the ground shook violently as big guns fired at each other from feet away. Tanks were exploding left and right, and drivers actually started ramming their heavy vehicles straight into each other when they ran out of ammo. By the time the dust settled, the beautiful green fields were turned into a graveyard of burning metal, and over 200,000 dead soldiers were dead. Firebombing Tokyo. In March 1945, hundreds of giant American bombers flew low through the dark night sky, right over a crowded city made of wooden houses. They dropped thousands of special bombs filled with sticky fire that splattered everywhere and ignited the buildings in just a few seconds. A super strong wind caught the flames, creating a giant moving wall of fire that swallowed up entire neighborhoods before anyone could escape. The rivers and canals literally started to boil from the extreme heat, and 100,000 people lost their lives in a single night. Atomic Hiroshima. In August 1945, a lone silver airplane flew high through the morning clouds over a busy Japanese city where people were walking to work. Suddenly, a giant flash of light brighter than 100 suns filled the sky, followed by a terrifying boom that shook the earth. A massive hot wind blew across the land, instantly knocking down heavy concrete buildings and turning everything into a giant pile of dust. Thousands of people simply vanished into thin air from the heat, and the strange invisible sickness harmed many more for years to come. Atomic Nagasaki. Just 3 days later, in August 1945, another giant bomb fell from the sky, targeting a busy industrial valley surrounded by green hills. The huge explosion created a massive wave of pressure that bounced off the mountains, crushing every single home and factory in its path. The entire area became completely silent, covered in thick gray ash and twisted metal, where a bustling town used to stand just moments before. Over 70,000 innocent people lost their lives in an instant, bringing a sudden and dramatic end to the biggest war on Earth. Battle Berlin. In April 1945, millions of eager Russian troops surrounded the capital city of Germany, unleashing a massive storm of heavy rocket fire. The city had no electricity or clean water left, and young schoolboys had to pick up heavy rifles to fight alongside old grandfathers. Every single street corner became a deadly trap, with bullets flying out of broken windows until the main government building finally fell. Holocaust camps. Right through the war, secret wooden trains packed with thousands of innocent families kept arriving at hidden fences deep inside the dark forests. Guards took away all their clothes and toys, then led the scared crowds into large concrete rooms that looked just like public showers. Instead of clean water, dangerous poison gas poured out of the ceiling, systematically taking the lives of 6 million innocent people.